Hi, good morning, Monidal. Last class we can discuss about what are the characteristics of the living organisms. In that we discuss about cellular organization, and another one is the complexity of an organization, and the third one is the sensitivity or response to the environment, growth, energy utilization and metabolism. Now, first we can go for the sensitivity. It is the property of showing response to external or internal stimuli. It means external indicates outside, internal indicates inside. బయట లోపల రియాక్షన్స్ ఏంటి, ఆ రియాక్షన్స్ దేని ద్వారా వస్తాయి? బై ద ప్రజెన్స్ ఆఫ్ సెన్స్ ఆర్గాన్స్ ఇన్ అవర్ బాడీ. Different sense organs is there. If you touch the sense organs either by externally or by internally, what is your reaction? That is the thing. See, living organism shows response to the external stimuli, which could be a physical or chemical or biological. It means, see, మనం లివింగ్ ఆర్గానిజమ్స్కి రియాక్షన్స్ ఏ విధంగా ఉంటాయంటే అవుట్ సైడ్ రియాక్షన్స్, ఫిజికల్ జస్ట్ మనం టచ్ చేసినప్పుడు కానీ, కెమికల్ సపోజ్ బేసికల్లీ మన బాడీ ఇక్కడ కెమికల్ అంటే ఏంటంటే బేసికల్లీ ఇన్ అవర్ బాడీ దే కెన్ రిలీజెస్ సో మెనీ ఎంజైమ్స్ అండ్ సో మెనీ హార్మోన్స్. ఎంజైమ్స్ హార్మోన్స్ ద్వారా మీ యొక్క రియాక్షన్స్ ఏ విధంగా ఉంటాయి, స్టిములస్ ఏ విధంగా జరుగుతుంది. And biological reactions also indicates the, if you interact with any living organisms, that it will be indicates the biological response. Not only animals, plants also shows the sensitivity to environmental factors. What are the environmental factors? The plants, they can shows the sensitivity, that is the light, temperature and water. Mostly it can shows the sensitivity. And then growth. See, growth is one of the fundamental characteristics of a living being. Yeah, it can increase the mass and increase the number of twin characters. Suppose this one is the cell. The cell number will be increases. When the cell number will be increases, automatically mass also increases. That's why growth having two characters. One is the increasing of number and increasing of the mass. These are the twin characteristics of the growth. Some non-living things also shows tendency of growth. See, non-living things also shows tendency of growth means, suppose here outside a stone is there. Some of the soil particles, dust particles will be accumulated on that stone. Now can I say this is the mass is increases? When mass is increases means non-living things also shows the growth. But living things, see, if you observe here, non-living things accumulation on the surface, not inside of the surface, inside of this substances. But in living things, the growth takes place inside to outside. But here not like that. Non-living things, the growth takes place only in the outside. That's why living things and non-living things, both they can shows the growth. That's why we are not able to consider the growth is a definite property of living things. Why? Because మనకు లివింగ్ థింగ్స్కే మాత్రమే అలాంటి క్యారెక్టర్స్ ఉండాలి, నాన్ లివింగ్ థింగ్స్కి ఉండకూడదు. బట్ గ్రోత్ కెన్ బి టేక్స్ ప్లేస్ ఇన్ ద లివింగ్ థింగ్స్ అండ్ నాన్ లివింగ్ థింగ్స్. దట్స్ వై గ్రోత్ we are not able to consider it as a defining property. That's why I will write here, the non-living things also shows the tendency of growth, but the growth in living things is growth from inside, whereas growth in non-living things accumulation of material on the surface. And also higher plant shows growth all their life, producing new branches and leaves, where as it is limited in animals, because see, if you observe the plants, the plants having a meristematic cells. Meristematic cells in their life continuously they can produce a new cells. If you cut the branches, after a new branches will be arises. Why? Because they having a meristematical cells. Meristematical cells is the stem cells. What is stem cells? The stem cells in the lifetime always they can produce a new cell. That type of cells is called as a stem cells. These cells for in mammals can be seen in the embryonical stage only. In mammals, in adult stage, these stem cells will be absent except for some of the organs. Suppose if you go for liver, suppose the person who are drinkers, liver will be damaged. But for suppose that the liver is damaged, we don't know. Why? Because if the liver is damaged, here they having a stem cells where the liver is damaged and a new cells formation is takes place. Beyond that limit, that cells also will be destroyed. At that time only we can get the liver cancer. That's why for us some of the organs only they having a stem cells, remaining they don't having a stem cells. And then growth cannot be taken as a defining property of living organism. Energy utilization and metabolism. What is energy utilization metabolism means? The sum total of all chemical reaction occur in the living organism constitute a metabolism. That's why in our body, what are the chemical reaction? Either by enzymatical, either by hormonal reaction. The total thing that will be indicates the metabolism. Due to the metabolism, finally it can acquire what? Energy. This energy is in the different forms. For every living organism, the chief sources of energy is the sunlight. See, here, sunlight. For every person, this one is a plant. This plant absorbs the sunlight. By the process of photosynthesis, it can prepare their own food material. This food material eaten by one organism. Maybe this plant eaten by a goat. Now it is a herbivore. The organism which is depend upon the plants, that is called as a herbivore. This goat is eaten by man. Now this person is a carnivore. The person which is depend upon another organism, that person is called as a carnivore. Or the person they can directly eat the plant, that will be indicates the herbivore. That's why the man they can eat a plants and also they can eat a animals. That condition is called as a omnivore. That's why see, if you eat plant, if you eat anything, for everything the main sources of energy what? Sunlight. Sunlight is the main sources of energy. That energy will be transferred from the one organisms to the another organisms. See, the life process which build up or stores the energy, that is called as a anabolical process. Ana means addition, adding. That's why here build up means storing or adding. And then the process of involving of expenditure of energy, that is called as a catabolical process. That's why kata means cutting. Here anabolical process plus catabolical process is combinedly called as a metabolism. Next we can go for the reproduction. See, living organisms produce of their own kind, వాళ్ళ పిల్లలు, using a molecule of heredity, the DNA molecule. That's why మనకు పేరెంట్స్ నుంచి పిల్లలకి ఏమి ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అవుతాయి? ఇట్ కెన్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ ద జెనెటికల్ మెటీరియల్, దట్ ఈస్ ద DNA. Life comes only from life, that is called as a biogenesis. Bio indicates life, genesis means formation. That's why the life is came from the pre-existing life and not from the non-living substances. But ఈ స్టేట్మెంట్ అనేది కరెక్ట్ కాదు. Why? Because first, this one is the first life form. This life form is came from the non-living things. Once the life form is formed, from this another life form, from this another life form. That's why the life is came from the pre-existing life. Yes, correct. This life is came from the pre-existing life. Yes, correct. But the first life form is came from the non-living things. But the person is considering from here, not from here, as per our textbook. That's why reproduction is three types. One is the vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction indicates the fusion of gametes. What is gametes? Reproductive cells is known as a gametes. For us, sperm, males sperms, females ova. That the gametes will be fuses, they can form a zygote. From the zygote, you can produce a young ones. Between they having a different stages is present. And some young ones do not produce mule. What is mule? Indicates the crossing of two different species. Donkey is crossed with horse. They can produce a organism that is called as a mule. It is a sterile one. అంటే వీటి నుంచి నెక్స్ట్ పిల్లలు అనేవాళ్ళు రారు. బట్ ఎందుకు ఇవి అంటే ఎక్స్పెరిమెంటేషన్ చేయడానికి, కొత్త డ్రగ్స్ కనుక్కోవాలన్నా, కొత్త మెడిసిన్స్ కనుక్కోవాలన్నా వీటి మీద ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ చేస్తారు. అండ్ దెన్ వర్కర్స్ హనీబీస్, ఇక్కడ స్టెరైల్ ఫీమేల్ హనీబీస్ని మనం ఏమంటామంటే వర్కర్స్ హనీబీస్ అని అంటాం. అండ్ ఇన్ఫర్టైల్ హ్యూమన్స్ అంటే మేబీ ఫిజికల్ పరంగా కానీ లేకపోతే గ్యామెట్స్ పరంగా కానీ ఏమైనా డ్యామేజ్ అయినప్పుడు వాళ్ళు రీప్రొడక్షన్ పరంగా సెట్ కాకపోతే వాళ్ళు మనం ఏమంటామంటే ఇన్ఫర్టైల్ హ్యూమన్స్ అని అంటాం. And then protozoans is reproduced by asexually method as by binary fission. We already discussed about the binary fissions and the longitudinal binary fissions. Sponges and hydra, they can reproduce by budding. See here, budding means this one is a parent cell. On parent cell, a small bud is formed. This bird absorbs the energy from the parent and gain is the maximum size. The parent having a nucleus, the nucleus undergoes division. They can form a two nucleus. One nucleus is entered into the daughter cell. Another nucleus present in the parent cell. Now the size is increases and nucleus is present. Now this is detached from the parent cell. Now that process is called as a budding. That's why budding characters can be seen in the sponges and hydra. And if you go for planarians, the planarians indicates what? Platyhelminthes. Here the body having a fragmented ones. Each fragmented one, suppose here the totally it is damaged in this organism, but here by the using of these fragments they can form a remaining part of the organism that will be called as a regeneration capacity. Tomorrow class we can discuss about the remaining characters.